The invitation to my cousin Victoria's engagement party felt heavy in my hands, though I already knew what it would say. Same as always, please use the service entrance. Staff and family assistants through the back door. Because that's what I was to them. The embarrassing cousin who worked in nightlife instead of following the family's prescribed path of law or medicine. The shame of the Bennett family, according to my Aunt Charlotte. Are you really going? My best friend Marcus asked, watching me stare at the gold embossed card. After what happened at Christmas? Christmas. When my Uncle Richard had loudly announced that certain elements of the family should know their place. When Victoria had made me serve drinks because, you're used to it anyway, right, Evelyn? I have to, I replied, straightening my simple black dress. They're still family. What they didn't know was that while they were dismissing me as a mere nightclub manager, I was building an empire. The Golden Hour wasn't just any nightclub. It was the first in what would become the most exclusive chain of members-only clubs in the country. But to them I was just Evelyn, the disappointment who'd walked away from law school to serve drinks to drunks. I arrived at Victoria's party exactly on time, walking around to the back door as instructed. The security guard, hired for the evening to keep out undesirables, smirked as he recognized me. Staff entrance is actually around the corner, he said. I'm family. He looked me up and down. Right. Family uses the front door. Not this one, I heard Victoria's voice behind me. She'd clearly been waiting to catch me trying to break the rules. Evelyn knows where she belongs. Don't you, cousin? I turned slowly, taking in her designer dress and dripping diamonds. Congratulations on the engagement, Victoria. Yes, well, she preened. Thomas comes from an excellent family. His father's law firm is very prestigious. Not that you'd understand about prestige. If she only knew that Thomas's father had been begging for membership at the Golden Hour for months. That his prestigious firm handled our legal work without knowing the owner's identity. How is the little bar doing? Victoria continued, her voice sticky with fake concern. Still serving cocktails to college students? I thought about the Golden Hour's waiting list of celebrities, CEOs, and social elites. About our expansion plans into London, Dubai, and Tokyo. About the press calling us the most exclusive club in America. It pays the bills, I said simply. Speaking of paying, my Aunt Charlotte appeared, her smile sharp as a knife. We'll need someone to help serve drinks tonight. Our usual staff called in short. Since you're here anyway. Of course. Why hire actual staff when they could humiliate me instead? The catering company is on their way, I said. I called them myself when Victoria texted about the staffing issue. They both blinked, thrown off script. You what? Victoria sputtered. I own an entertainment venue, I reminded them. I have contacts. The city's best catering service will be here in 20 minutes. I covered the cost as my engagement gift. Before they could respond, I slipped past them through the service entrance. Let them chew on that little detail. Inside, the usual crowd had gathered. My Uncle Richard holding court by the bar, probably bragging about his latest court victory. My cousins James and Elizabeth comparing vacation homes. My parents. Well, they hadn't spoken to me since I left law school 3 years ago. Evelyn, my grandmother's voice cut through the chatter. Come sit with me, dear. Grandmother Rose was different. She'd made her own fortune in real estate back when women weren't supposed to run companies. She'd also been the only one to support my vision for the Golden Hour. Hello, grandmother. I kissed her cheek, settling beside her on the antique sofa. How are you? Better now that you're here. She patted my hand. I saw the article about your club in Forbes. Very impressive. I froze. You read that? She smiled wickedly. Of course. The Golden Hour, America's most exclusive secret. Though they don't know who owns it, do they? Just that it's someone young and female. No one knows, I admitted. It's better that way. Smarter, she agreed. Let them underestimate you. It makes the reveal so much sweeter. Across the room, Victoria was holding court, showing off her massive engagement ring. Thomas's family is so well connected, she gushed. They belong to all the right clubs. Except one, Grandmother Rose murmured, making me smile. The catering staff arrived precisely on time, professional and efficient. Victoria looked almost disappointed that she couldn't make me serve drinks. At least you did something useful, Aunt Charlotte sniffed as she passed our seat. Though hiring help is hardly an appropriate engagement gift. A silver service would have been more suitable. Leave her alone, Charlotte. Grandmother Rose's voice could have frozen fire. Some of us appreciate practical gifts. My phone buzzed, a text from Marcus. Tokyo deal is done. We own the building. I smiled, typing back, perfect. Start renovation next week. Work? Grandmother Rose asked knowingly. Just expanding the business. Evelyn. Victoria's voice carried across the room. Since you're here, you might as well make yourself useful. We need more ice from the kitchen. I stood up slowly, feeling everyone's eyes on me, waiting to see if I'd comply like always. Actually, I said clearly, I have a business call scheduled. But the catering staff I hired will be happy to help. The room went silent. No one said no to Victoria. Business call? My Uncle Richard scoffed. For your little bar? Surely that can wait. I checked my watch. A simple Cartier that probably cost more than his car. Unfortunately not. When you're expanding internationally, timing is everything. Another shocked silence. Internationally. My mother spoke for the first time in 3 years. What are you talking about? Oh, didn't you hear? Grandmother Rose's voice dripped satisfaction. Evelyn's club is quite successful. Very exclusive. Even your precious Thomas can't get in, Victoria. Victoria's face flushed. That's ridiculous. Thomas belongs to all the best clubs. Except the Golden Hour, I said quietly. Your fiancé's been on our waiting list for 6 months. His father for 8. The silence turned thick enough to cut. You're lying, Victoria finally managed. The Golden Hour is. That's the most exclusive club in the city. They say even celebrities can't get in without member recommendations. You just manage some little nightclub. I stood up, smoothing my dress. Believe what you want, Victoria. I have a call with our Tokyo partners in 10 minutes. Grandmother, dinner soon? Of course, dear. We'll celebrate your expansion properly. As I walked toward the door, the front door this time, I heard my Uncle Richard's strangled voice. Tokyo partners? I paused at the doorway, turning back to face my stunned family. Oh, and Victoria. Do tell Thomas that his membership application was declined. We have certain standards to maintain. The look on their faces was better than any engagement gift I could have bought. The aftermath of Victoria's engagement party was exactly what I expected. First came the frantic Google searches. I could track my family members' desperate attempts to verify my connection to the Golden Hour through our website's analytics. Then came the calls. Evelyn, darling. Aunt Charlotte's voice dripped honey through my voicemail. We simply must catch up. Perhaps over drinks at your establishment. Delete. Baby girl, my father tried next. Your mother and I have been thinking. 3 years is too long not to speak. Maybe we could stop by this club of yours. Delete. Victoria's message was my favorite. This is ridiculous, Evelyn. Thomas's father is a managing partner at Sterling and Wright. He doesn't wait for anything. Call me back immediately. I forwarded that one to Marcus, who ran our membership committee. Add another 6 months to their wait time, I instructed. The Golden Hour had become America's most exclusive club by being genuinely impossible to enter. Money couldn't buy membership. Status couldn't guarantee access. We had billionaires on our waiting list and refused celebrities at our door. Our members were carefully chosen. Innovators, creators, genuine thought leaders. Not social climbers with borrowed wealth and bought influence. Everything my family wasn't. 1 week after the engagement party, I sat in my private office above the Golden Hour's main floor, reviewing applications with Marcus. Your cousin Victoria's fiancé tried to bribe our doorman, he reported, sliding over an incident report. Offered him $10,000 to let them in for 1 night. I smiled, thinking of Thomas's desperation. His father's law firm handled major celebrity clients who were being embarrassed by their inability to access the Golden Hour. How did James handle it? I asked, referring to our head of security. Took their picture. They're now permanently banned from even applying. Perfect. My phone buzzed. Grandmother Rose. Turn on channel 6, darling. Your aunt is about to embarrass herself. I flicked on the office TV just in time to see Aunt Charlotte being interviewed at some charity gala. Of course our family has memberships at the Golden Hour, she was saying smugly. My niece actually. The reporter cut her off. That's interesting, Mrs. Bennet, because the Golden Hours management just texted us to say that no member of your family has ever been granted access to the club. They seem quite certain about that. The camera caught Charlotte's face falling before she could recover. Well, I meant we're in the process of. They also added that the Bennet family has been permanently banned from applying for membership due to repeated attempts to circumvent their application process. I took a sip of champagne, enjoying Charlotte's very public humiliation. Our PR team was excellent at protecting our exclusivity. Your family's having a rough week, Marcus observed. Your Uncle Richard tried to sue us for discrimination. I laughed. How did that go? Our lawyers, his own firm by the way, explained that being entitled isn't a protected class. My phone buzzed again. Victoria, this time, you're ruining my engagement. Thomas's clients are mocking him because they can't get him into your stupid club. His father is furious. Fix this. I typed back. The back door is still available for staff positions. She didn't appreciate the irony. The next day my parents showed up at the Golden Hours front entrance during operating hours. A bold move, considering they hadn't spoken to me since calling me a disgrace for leaving law school. I'm sorry, James told them politely. The club is members only. We're the owner's parents, my mother insisted. The owner left specific instructions about family members, James replied. You're welcome to use the service entrance to submit an application. My father's face turned purple. Now see here. The service entrance is around back, James continued smoothly. Though I should mention there's currently a 10-year waiting list. Longer for previously banned individuals. I watched through the security feed as they stood there, experiencing what it felt like to be denied entry. To be told they weren't good enough. To be directed to the back door. Karma has a beautiful sense of poetry. The following week, I received an invitation to Victoria's wedding. The venue had been changed to the Golden Hour. They didn't even ask us, Marcus said, showing me the announcement Victoria had posted on social media. Just assumed they could book it. I picked up my phone, dialing Victoria's number. She answered on the first ring. Finally. We need to discuss the wedding arrangements. Thomas's father insists. The Golden Hour is not available for your wedding. I cut her off. What? But we already announced it. Thomas's clients are finally impressed with him again. You can't. I can and I am. Perhaps you could use the country club instead. I hear they're less particular about their guest list. This is because of the backdoor thing, isn't it? She accused. You're still bitter about having to use the service entrance at family events. No, Victoria. This is because actions have consequences. You treated me like staff for years. Now you're learning what it feels like to be excluded. We're family. Family doesn't make their own flesh and blood use the service entrance. Family doesn't treat success as a competition. Family supports each other. I'll tell everyone you're the owner, she threatened. I'll ruin your precious anonymity. I laughed. Go ahead. We're announcing it next week anyway. Local woman builds billion-dollar club empire after family treats her like staff. I'm sure the press will love that angle. She hung up. The story broke exactly as planned. The Golden Hour's mysterious owner revealed as the same cousin Victoria's family had forced to use the back door. The society pages ate it up. Exclusive club owner's secret past, from service entrance to soup. Family banned from daughter's own club after years of mistreatment, backdoor justice. How one woman built an empire while her family watched. Grandmother Rose hosted a celebration dinner at her estate. Just us two toasting to success and karma. Your Aunt Charlotte had to resign from 3 charity boards, she informed me gleefully. Apparently being publicly exposed as a social climber who couldn't access the Golden Hour was too embarrassing. Thomas's father had to explain to his celebrity clients why his own daughter-in-law's cousin banned him from the most exclusive club in America, I added. And Victoria? Changed her wedding venue to the country club. Where she belongs. We clinked glasses. A month later I stood in the Golden Hour's entrance, watching as Leonardo DiCaprio chatted with Elon Musk while Jeff Bezos waited for a table. Our London location was opening next week. Tokyo the week after. My phone buzzed with a text from Victoria. People keep asking me about you at events. This is humiliating. I typed back, "There's always the service entrance." She didn't reply. The golden hour continued to grow. We added locations in Dubai, Paris, Singapore. Each one more exclusive than the last. Each one with a strict no Bennett family policy. My parents tried once more to reconcile. They sent a letter through their lawyer. "Dear Evelyn, we realize now that we were wrong. Your success has shown us that. Perhaps we could meet to discuss rebuilding our relationship? We're willing to use any entrance you specify." I sent back a copy of the same note they'd written when I left law school. "You're no longer welcome in this family. Please use the back door on your way out." They got the message. Last week, Victoria's wedding photos appeared in the society pages. The country club looked nice enough, but everyone knew it was her second choice. The article mentioned that her original venue, the Golden Hour, had refused to host the event. The owner, it noted, who happens to be the bride's cousin, declined to comment on why the prestigious club rejected the booking. Those sources say it might have something to do with the family's habit of making certain relatives use the service entrance. Yesterday, I approved plans for our newest location. It's being built right next door to Victoria's Country Club. Members only. Front door only. No Bennetts allowed. Sometimes the best revenge isn't serving a cold dish. It's serving no dish at all. At least not to family members who think you belong at the service entrance. But if they're really desperate to get in, well, I hear the back door is always open. For staff positions only, of course.